Pootie, after I took this out, there was a lead to the line hallway. There was a lead somewhere around here as my computer opened up after I didn't make a video since I put my SD card, my SIM card inside of my phone inside the bridge before I woke up this morning. There's 3 McDonald's items on here with the Nacarranza water, McChicken, and there was a line from a Swedish hospital before I took my first Pootie since I got back from the second 24 walk, and in this video when I puts my first video that I made since my mom since I'm not going to put too much information because it should be in the time frame the birds chirped, and then it will be a line from the footstool to the Swedish, and then from the return to the Jewish community after SD walk, and then there would be all this morning I have the same shirt when the social workers from Thresholds came, and then I went downstairs and I got this Gatorade, and I ate the yogurt from that was from Jewel Law School at the end of the day, because something about the plum, the idea of the plum, in between October yet to come and the beginning of 2004 split 2004 after 2017 version '07, 2014 before 2024 opposite end of the river side return to 2 phones in the back of the truck after T-Mobile a SIM card return from the Lightspeed Rescue, Zach kicking it out through the the wall before interpretations of things that happened last month, choreographed today with something about the Yellow Lines Oakton, and then Odo Mall versus Howard Street Red Bus, and then Lincolnwood Mall, and then Howard on that side, which would be a flip from the 24 walk. The Arlington lost $80 and the lost $300 versus the 24 walk versus the last walk that would be in between different Octobers, in between all the attacks from when I was going to pull up the Puff Dragon before the Koreans attacked me last month at a certain time, before I got a T-Mobile phone and before whatever my SIM card was outside of the brief phone that was in the crack where the candy was, when I had the red stuff in this and I opened it for the first time, because there was also one more line leading. There was one more line leading from a bull that was a shape of an object inside of an object. October means for these 3 items that were roaming by me before the social worker came, and then when I think there was a night when I returned. I didn't see Woodfield at first, just like this was the night after. Half of the night I was on the bench, and at the other half of the night it was still morning time before the night after was still after when I took my first thing. There was already a time when they were before these people with the last line will rise outside of the return to Swedish Park. We were using my black shoes for the first time. Before the bird chirped 2 times this morning. One, I ate the lemonade inside of the Narragansett water, and then there was another green thing, the sour cream chip. Before this is my first video when I took this phone out for the second time out of my desktop. That was when I had a Nintendo Switch breakthrough. About when I look at it, it goes for the Nintendo Switch, Google, and Mariano's versus Microsoft, McDonald's, and another store that people try to detach the store using the thrift store and to detach the value from the item, and then put other companies in a box related to the worth of something that they claim was found inside an area that they say when they deleted my 300 Microsoft. They say that someone got access to my account. They stole my tablet from the spot that I put it in after my Nintendo Switch was left by the Target. But they claim that they can put videos that's not even me, when they were saying that the social workers were trying to put a boundary around me before the lady went to the bakery, because the CTC hasn't been here when the Power Rangers would be better, then Uplift Rise of the Simeon game already passed before this morning, and then dropped it before the October 2 Octobers versus 1 January from without a stretch of a 2004 back. There will also be a 1 year 4th month back, and then 3 years from October next year, 2031, 2032, going back to whatever time that would be when it could relate to in my video, that if I go forward from October, it's like going backward from October to 2 years ago to 2 Octobers would be different in one box. October could mean the 8 month, could mean the 8 year. The odd month could be a different age, and then 33 could resemble every second month after 33 from September, or 30 from July, every 2 months after age 33, after 2 years after the calendar, before Halloween. So some information. This is one video I've made about a lot of videos on Koki. I didn't access my Google account because I wasn't going to relate it to my T-Mobile phone because I used my second top Rogers. So now people have access. But when I took my movie for the first time, it was one more line that was there. And it was the line was already only at the end when I made a connection to all the things it was collecting, starting from foot after Jesus was the Papa lady gave me Popeye's water, after the medulla lady gave me the grabbing stick. Before this morning was already after the end of October, end of September, and 2 Octobers in Skokie already existed before 2004. There was also two not 1614 related Swedish, or Des Plaines related Swedish. It means out of the box, putting two things in one box. From this McDonald's, when there was someone bought a 7-Eleven item with a McDonald's item outside of someone who says that they didn't try to leave a boundary, trying to put a boundary on me, with the Skokie people claiming that when they evicted me from my apartment, they said that they were unaware that they were already locking me in the hospital before that. So at what point did someone say they weren't aware of the difference of me being able to prove my belief in science and God? But I had to get critical because they claimed they were trying to threaten me because they didn't have a reality that they say was not valid when they tried to tell people that people didn't exist before they were trying to lock me in a psych hospital, and say that they were trying to steal my phone from the place I left it, because when they evicted me, I had nowhere to put it. And they were trying to put a boundary around me, saying that they called the white police on me. And that was part of the music that when I was going on my melodies, because the white lady at the end of the U-Haul, the car dealership, was before last night. There was different type of relation already from my first 24 walk, before my Arlington walk, and my green coat walk was before all of them. And then, but this one was after. The last thing that I collected was something about the $10 in the place of the Jesus. There was one more revelation. I said that he walked a lot, but the other revelation about Jesus was that he needed people. He could set people free because they did the sleeping bags in the place, because it was something about someone seen, and they was like, oh, I'll make it. So some people was like prettier than the teacher. So people was like, oh, I could be a slumber, because people will be like, oh, it's a spiritual connection of something that someone will say, oh, a lady could give someone something. So when the other revelation about Jesus was after the McDonald's things was in the bag, the lady said, oh, could your stinky blanket, they were saying that they wanted to ask me about the arrangement of my thing. But when the social workers came, they were claiming that I wasn't in danger to them, because they say that when I was on the bench, they say that they had already locked me in the psych hospital, and I couldn't go to the hospital because they were racist against me when they say I can't ask the social worker for specific things, because they were trying to put a boundary around me, claiming that I couldn't prove my different belief in the spirituality of God. Because when the Clinton took the stage on the Jason, they were saying that the man was something about him was not Power Ranger, but it was something about like someone saying that my God could smack you, like so. But it was the thing about God, when it was David, if he had a 1v1 with Moses, it might not be good if he had a 1. So I'm just throwing time frames out there. Part 1, phase 1, part 1. This is actually my true truck phone. So it's still in the same box of the 3 parts of the morning, just like my 24 walk. I started at a place and I didn't know that the woods was filled there in the sunrise when I even went to sleep in the same night, the same night that was before this one, that was still part of the night that I left. And it was when I was gone in the day, I was gone in the night, but I returned here in the same night. But in the other Woodstock, I didn't know that I didn't know that the wood field was there. So in between whatever things that already happened at the end of October, Nintendo Switch, before I put this video, this phone was in this side of this desktop while I was inside the night of the bench, the last bench before I guess like when I did my singing at the middle, it was before the lady started running her mouth again after. But there was a little Indian boy at the time frame, but there was only certain times when he came out when the line could relate to the 3 parts of the 3 parts when I returned after the Simeon game versus all the 3 decades of September, where it could relate to November still coming, but it's closer from the cold. It's further than the stomp that I went to by the river before, because there was 2 sides of the river before. I remember the 2 phones in the back on the cage that was there before, the 3 benches on the left before the blackbirds, and 3 benches on the right before the flying eagle, before the bird spoke 3 times this morning or 3 times today. Which could relate to leading to the lion that called all the animals and substances. When I see a box, some people like 7-Eleven, they try to put a box around it and take away the boundaries from other things, and then see if it could relate to